Good morning, students. How are you? Now I want to tell few instructions regarding COVID-19. Reduce your risk of COVID-19. Clean your hands often. Cough or sneeze in your bent elbow, not your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth. Limit social gatherings and time spent in crowded places. Avoid close contact with someone who is sick. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surface. If we follow all these instructions, we can easily fight against COVID-19. Children, read this slide, follow all these instructions and be safe. Stay at home. Now we are going to pass on the next unit, unit 5. Already you learn about living world of plants. This lesson we are going to learn about living world of animals. When you look around, you can be able to see different types of animals. For example, you can be able to see butterflies fluttering near the flowers. You can be able to see birds building a nest. And you can be able to see frogs leaping from one place to another, and they can you can hear the sound of croaking. All these you can be able to see. Animals, plants, all will live together in a particular area. Now, let us know about so many things under this lesson. First, we have to learn about biodiversity. Under that, we have to know about ecosystem and habitat. Next, when you look at the animals, by the appearance, by the size, by their physical activities, we can classify the animals into unicellular and multicellular organisms. This class, we are going to learn only about biodiversity, then unicellular and multicellular organisms only. In the next part, we can be able to learn about adaptations in animals. These are the sub-top units we are going to learn under this lesson. Now, let us know what do you mean biodiversity. Biodiversity is defined as the variety and variability among living organisms in habitat in which they live. Once again, I tell biodiversity defined as the variety and variability among living organisms and the habitats in which they live. Biodiversity includes a variety of ecosystems such as those that occur in desert, forest, mountains, lakes, rivers, and agricultural field. Once again, I'll tell biodiversity includes a variety of ecosystems such as those that occur in desert, forest, mountains, lakes, rivers, and agricultural fields. Now you have to know about, look at the picture and know biodiversity. Here you can be able to see the plants, animals, all are living in a habitat. Now let us know what do you mean ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms and non-living components linked through nutritional cycles and energy flows. Once again, I'll repeat ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms and non-living components linked through nutrient cycles and energy flows. That means for food, nutrients means food. Plants are depending on fungi, bacteria for their food. Animals are depending plants for food. By that, the energy flow is also there. We are getting energies. Plants are getting energy from the sun. They are preparing food. The food is taken by the animals like that. The energy flow is also there. That is only called ecosystem. Whether it is in the forest or in the desert or in the mountain or in the lakes or rivers or in the agricultural field, there is ecosystem. Once again, I'll repeat, an ecosystem is a community of living organisms and non-living components linked through nutrient cycles and energy flow. Here you can able to see the sun is there. The sunlight help the plants to prepare food. The animals can able to get food from the plants like that. All are living together. In each ecosystem, living creatures, including humans, form a community interacting with one another and with other animals, plants, air, water, and soil around them. Once again, I will tell, in each ecosystem, living creatures, including humans, form a community interacting with one another and with other animals, plants, air, water, and soil around them. The living things form biotic community and non-biotic things form abiotic community. Once again, I'll tell, the living things form biotic community. Biotic means living things, that is animals, plants together called biotic community, and non-living things form abiotic community. Abiotic means air, water, sunlight, minerals, soil, all these are coming under a biotic community. Even in the slide you can able to see living examples: plants, animals, fungi, bacteria. Non-living things, example: water, sunlight, soil, air, temperature, etc. Already you learned what do you mean habitat. Habitat means living or dwelling place of an organism is known as habitat. Living or dwelling place of an organism is known as habitat. Now you can know fish is an example for aquatic habitat. Then camel, then tiger. These are the examples for terrestrial habitat. Fishes and crabs live only in water, while many animals like elephants, tigers, and camels live on land. The geographical features and the environmental conditions on Earth differ from one place to another. Now, for example, camel can able to live only in the desert very comfortably. Polar bear live in the polar region. They got some special features in their body. Again, fish able to live only in water. Land animal can able to live in water. Like that, they got some features in their body according to the place where they live. Living in such harsh conditions requires special features in these animals which help these organisms to live, breathe, and excel well in that particular place. That's all about habitat. Now, let us going to learn about unicellular and multicellular organisms. Some organisms are very small. They have the body is living things are made up of a small unit called cell. All the functions and processes in the body of living things are brought about with the help of these microscopic cells. Now, what do you mean? Unicellular organism. Some organisms are made up of a single cell, and these are called unicellular organisms. Whereas the organisms that are made up of many cells are called multicellular organisms. Examples for unicellular organisms: paramecium, amoeba, bacteria, yeast, etc. Now let us know some points about unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are small, usually microscopic, cannot be seen with naked eye. Microscopic means we are not able to see with the help of our naked eye. Only with the help of the microscope we can able to see that organisms. Most of the unicellular organisms are aquatic. Aquatic means live only in water. Simplest and most primitive of all animals. Primitive means that is the first and foremost organisms developed. From that only the other organisms are developed. They perform all their physiological activities by the special structures present inside the body called organelles. They got some organelles. The organelles are performing all the physiological activities. Now let us learn about one by one, that is about amoeba. Then we are going to learn about paramecium. What are the special features Euglena got? These three microscopic organisms we are going to learn. First, amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. It does all the activities like digestion, locomotion, respiration, and reproduction with the same cell. I want to explain what is locomotion. Locomotion means movement. For us, we have legs to move. Fish got fins to move. Birds got wings to move. But here, they got only one cell. That cell can able to help the animal to help the organism to move. Now let us see the picture. Here all the things are labeled. That is food vacuole, nucleus, contractile vacuole, and pseudopodia. I'll tell about each one. First, let us know about food vacuole. It swallows food from the water. The food is digested in the food vacuole. Food vacuole is performing digestion. Next, see that next part, contractile vacuoles. This contractile vacuoles help in excretion. Excretion means remove the waste from the body. Contractile vacuole is one of the organelles found in amoeba. This will help amoeba to excrete. Excrete means removal of waste from the body. Next, respiration. The body is having a plasma membrane, outer membrane that is not labeled here. Through that, by the diffusion, respiration takes place. Respiration is by simple diffusion through the body surface. Next, the finger-like projections are called pseudopodium. This help movement as well as catch their prey. Amoeba don't have shape. It will change the shape by the movement of the pseudopodia. That's all about amoeba. The next example is paramecium. Here also some of the parts are labeled. We are going to learn about cilia only in this organelle. The shape is just like a slipper. This paramecium is also a unicellular organism which lives in water. Here the locomotion or the movement is carried out with the help of the cilia. Cilia means hair-like structure found on the surface of the organism, that is called cilia. Cilia helps paramecium to move in water. Next example is euglena. The picture itself will show it is green in color because it got chloroplast. Chloroplast is found only in plant. Here, so this organelle is given in green color. It got one thread-like structure. In the front, you can able to see one long thread-like structure. This will help euglena to move. Euglena is also an unicellular animal which moves with the help of flagellum. When you go to higher class, you learn more about all these unicellular organisms. Next, we are going to learn about multicellular organism. Multicellular organism means, once again I will repeat, organism that are made of many cells are called multicellular organisms. Example, jellyfish, earthworm, snail, fish, frog, snake, pigeon, tiger, man, etc. All are coming under multicellular organisms. Now let us know some of the differences between unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms, I will tell what are the properties you can able to see in unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are made up of a single cell. They can perform all the functions of life like respiration, digestion, locomotion, etc. These organisms are generally very small, that means microscopic in size. We can able to see only with the help of microscope. They lack tissues, organs and organ systems. It is having only one cell, so lack tissues, organs and organ systems. Growth occurs by an increase in the size of the cells. Growth occurs by an increase in the size of the cells. Examples, amoeba, paramecium and euglena. Now let us know about multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms are organisms made up of many cells. Here single cell, in multicellular organisms, many cells. Multicellular organisms, division of labor exists among cells. Different cells are specialized to perform different functions. Digestion, excretion, circulation, reproduction, like that. All these are done by different group of cells. Multicellular organisms mostly large in size. They are seen through naked eye. Naked eye means without using microscope. They are composed of tissues, organs and organ system. That means cells combine together and form tissues. Same size and the same function of the tissues are grouped together to form organs. The organs which are connected together and perform one important function means they are called as organ system. So many organ system is formed organism. Next, growth occurs by an increase in the number of cells by cell division. Here many cells are there. If you are growing, means the cell division takes place inside the body. Examples: earthworm, fish, frog, lizard, man, etc. Once again, I want to recap the lesson. The title of the lesson is Living World of Animals. First, we know what do you mean biodiversity. Next, ecosystem. Ecosystem is found in forest, desert, mountains, lakes, rivers, and agricultural field. Then we know about habitat. They got some special features in their body according to the place where they survive. Next, we know about unicellular animals and multicellular animals. Unicellular organisms are made up of single cell. Multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. Unicellular organisms perform all the functions of the life. In multicellular organism, division of labor is found. Unicellular organisms are generally very small in size. They are microscopic. But multicellular organisms are large in size. They are seen through naked eye. Then unicellular organisms lack tissues, organs, and organ systems. But multicellular organisms are composed of tissues, organs, and organ systems. In unicellular organisms, growth occurs by an increase in the size of the cells, but in multicellular organisms, growth occurs by an increase in the number of cells by cell divisions. Examples for unicellular organisms: amoeba, paramecium, euglena, etc. Multicellular organisms: earthworm, fish, birds, human beings, etc. That's all about the lesson. Next, the assignment. You have a notebook. You take the notebook, refer the question, and you have to write the answer for these questions. Number 1, define. A, biodiversity. B, ecosystem. Definition you have to write for biodiversity and ecosystem. The second question is differentiate between unicellular and multicellular organisms. These are the two questions given to you. So neatly write it in your notebook. Repeatedly watch this video and understand the lesson properly. Thank you, students.